Welcome to CE 405 Environmental Engineering 1, Module 3, Part 4. In the previous sessions of Module 3, we have already covered what is a plane sedimentation and a brief introduction about sedimentation aided with the coagulation. Now we will move on to components of coagulation sedimentation plant, that is sedimentation aided with the coagulation. This sedimentation aided with the coagulation tank is also known as a clarifoculator. If a question is asked in such a way that design a clarifoculator, then you have to design the sedimentation aided with the coagulation tank. There are 4 units in the coagulation sedimentation plant or a clarifoculator. First one is a feeding device. Second one is a mixing device or a mixing basin. Fourth one, a flocculation tank or a flocculator. Fourth one, settling or sedimentation tank. In a coagulation or sedimentation tank, what is happening? The suspended impurities present in the water body, that is the finest impurities present in water is get agglomerated or flocks are formed due to the action of chemicals added into it. That is known as the coagulants. That is the first step. We have to add the coagulants. That feeding device is used for adding this coagulants into the raw water. Then second device, that is mixing device. We have to distribute these coagulant particles all over uniformly into the water body. So we have to use the mixing device. Fourth one, the flocculation tanks or flocculator. We have to allow some area to form the flock. That is, these flocks are settled in the sedimentation tank. This flock formation is done in a low velocity in a controlled manner. That is, we have to use a flocculation unit or a flocculator for forming the flocks. The fourth component is settling or sedimentation tank. After forming the flocks, we have to provide the water or provide the water to settle down or allow the water to settle down. The formed flocks are to be settled at the bottom of the sedimentation tanks. These are the 4 components of a coagulation cum sedimentation tank or a clariflocculator. The chemical coagulant is first fed either dry or in solution form into the raw water through the feeding device. This mixture is thoroughly mixed and agitated in the mixing basin, and flock which is formed as a result of chemical action taking place in the mixing basin is then allowed to consolidate in the flocculation tank. This flocculated water is finally passed into the sedimentation tank where the flocculated particles are settled down and removed. This is a pictorial representation of a clariflocculator. In this session, you can see the mixing tank, then the agitating tank, then the polymer aggregation tank, that is the flocculation tank, then the sedimentation tank. In the first, there is an inlet session in which the water is entered, raw water entered into the clariflocculator, and through the inlet itself, the coagulants are added, and in the mixing tank, the mixing will happen, and in the agitation tank, that is heavy agitation is given for the proper mixing of coagulants with the water. In the polymer aggregation tank, that is the flocculation tanks from where the flocks are formed, and this water is allowed to enter into the sedimentation tank where the sediments are deposited at the bottom of the sedimentation tanks, from where the sediments are timely removed. And this is transported, one part of the sedimentation tank, that is the one part of the sediments are transported into the inlet for the proper formation of flocks, and the excess sediments are collected in the sludge dump. The resultant water of low turbidity can be taken out through the outlet of the sedimentation tank directly to the filtration process. Coagulation cum sedimentation process removes turbidity up to low values, that is 10 to 20 milligram per liter. It also removes bacteria from the water. It is up to 65% bacteria is removed from water. Then the first one, feeding device. Chemical coagulant is first fed either dry or in solution form into the raw water through the feeding device. Former is known as dry feeding and then the later is known as wet feeding. The wet feeding equipments are costlier than dry feeding equipments. Wet feeding equipments are easily controlled and adjusted. And this is commonly used in large water treatment processes. Then the mixing devices. The mixing devices, example for mixing devices are centrifugal pumps, compressed air pumps, and mixing basins. After addition of coagulants to the water, the mixture is thoroughly agitated and mixed with the help of mixing devices. Two types of mixing basins are there, that is mixing basins with the baffle walls and mixing basins with the mechanical devices. First one is thoroughly manual, that is the flow is allowed to flow through, the water is allowed to flow through the baffle walls. Then the path of the water will be disturbed, then the agitation will be formed and mixing will be happen in the mixing basin. Second one is the by using the mechanical devices like motor connected mixing devices. First one, mixing basins with the baffle walls. They are rectangular tanks divided by baffle walls. This is the main component of a clarifoculator, and the design criteria we have to understand. That is, first one is the velocity of flow between the baffles. The velocity should be reduced in such a way that it should be limited to 0.15 to 0.45 meter per second. The detention period is 20 to 50 minutes. Knowing these two values, length of the flow can be calculated. That is, capacity of tank is obtained from water demand. Then capacity divided by length will give the cross-sectional area of the channel. Then number of channels can be calculated by total length of flow divided by effective flow length of each channel. To permit easy cleaning of channels, distance between the baffles should not be less than 45 centimeter. All these values are very important while designing a mixing basin. Clear openings between the end of the baffle and the tank wall should be 1.5 times the distance between the baffles. These baffles are provided in such a way that the flow of water will be disturbed. That is, from the tank wall, there should be a gap between the baffle walls. That should be the 1.5 times the distance between the baffles. The distance between the baffles will not be less than 45 centimeter. Then into 1.5 will give the distance between the wall of the tank and the baffles, end of the baffle. Width of the channel. We can calculate the width of the channel by cross-sectional area of each channel divided by spacing between the baffles. Then the effective depth is 2 to 3 times that of the distance between the baffles. And the head loss across baffle channel is 0.5 to 1. Then this is the mixing basin with the mechanical devices. Mechanically agitated mixing basins provides best type of mixing. That is, the mixing will be uniform, the coagulants will be distributed all over the water body, then the flow formation will be faster and effective. Mixing basins is provided with a flash mixer. Chemicals added to the raw water is vigorously mixed and agitated by flash mixer, and water is added to the tank by slow mixer. Consists of rectangular tank with an impeller fixed to the impeller shaft. Fan-like thing is fixed at the shaft, and it is inserted or immersed in the water, and it will agitate the water. Impeller is driven by an electric motor, and it revolves at a high speed inside the tank. Coagulant is brought by coagulant pipe and discharged under the rotating fan. In the previous pictorial representation, you have already seen that through the inlet pipe, also we are distributing these coagulants into the sedimentation tank, and at the mixing basin itself, it also allows the coagulants to enter into the tank. The raw water is separately brought from the inlet end and deflected towards the moving impeller by deflecting valve. Thoroughly mixed water is taken from outlet end, and the drain valve is provided to remove sludge from the bottom of the flash mixer. This impeller speed range is 100 to 120 RPM. The third one is the flocculation tank. From the mixing basin, water is taken to the flocculation tank called flocculator, where it is giving a slow stirring motion. Rectangular tank fitted with paddles operated by electric motors. The paddles rotates at a speed of 2 to 3 RPM. This is to allow the particles to agglomerate and increase the size of the particles, then the settling will be faster. The detention period for flocculation tank will be 15 to 40 minutes. That is, one water particle enter into the flocculation, will flow through the flocculation tank and comes out of the flocculation tank after 40 minutes. The depth is half the depth of the settling chamber. All these values are very much important while designing a clariflocculator. Clear distance between the paddles and the wall will be 15 to 30 centimeter. Water coming out from the flocculator is taken to sedimentation tank. Then the sedimentation tank. Function and design same as that of the plain sedimentation tank. And this is low detention period is given to sedimentation tank, that is 2 to 4 hours. By this, I am concluding this session. In this session, we already gone through the 4 components of a clariflocculator. Thanks for listening. Take care. Bye-bye.